Good morning. It's Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. Peace is a path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this morning. Rivers civil servant call for additional free buses amid fresh hike in petrol price. Rivers state government donates vehicles to police as concerns grow over pirate attacks. NNPCL to sell crude oil to Dangote refinery in Naira. On the foreign scene, Ukraine says soldiers killed in missile attack. Details of these and more after this break. Welcome back. I'm Ifechi Kumoyle with the news. Now, the announced increase in the pump price of petrol by the NNPCL to over 800 naira caused tension among motorists in the Port Harcourt metropolis yesterday. Many of them rushed to filling stations in a fit of panic buying, leading to long queues in petrol stations and traffic gridlock across the city, even as most filling stations sold petrol at 1,000 naira and above. This also led to a further increase in transportation costs in many parts of Port Harcourt. Some civil servants in the state are now calling for additional free palliative buses to cushion the effect of the transport cost. Our correspondent who visited the state secretariat yesterday observed a long queue of civil servants still trying to board the already filled buses. They also urged the state government to rehabilitate the secretariat complex, among other things.
If possible, it should provide more now because the buses are serving both the public and the civil servants. Like closing time, the buses come for the civil servants. A lot of people are standing. This is not befitting for government workers.
We need up to 3 vehicles on Aba Road. Every 4 o'clock, there is at least 3 vehicles should be available here to pick up civil servants. The Road also need 3 vehicles. There is more population that goes this route. The government need to make a provision for health care for civil servants here.
The renovation of the secretariat complex is due. Most of the buildings are dilapidating, parts falling down and all that.
Now, in light of this, the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) has demanded an immediate reversal of the hike in pump price of petrol announced by the NNPCL. NLC President Joe Ajero, in a statement, accused the federal government of betraying the labor movement. He said one of the reasons for accepting 70,000 naira as a national minimum wage was the understanding that the pump price of petrol would not be increased. He said the appropriate organs of the Congress would meet in the coming days to take appropriate decisions, which will be made public. He also called for the release of jailed and bad governance protesters and reversal of the 250% hike in electricity tariff, among others. Recall that amid the lingering fuel scarcity in the country, the NNPCL increased the pump price of petrol from 568 naira to over 800 naira per litre. Nigerians now await the petrol from the Dangote refinery, which is reportedly awaiting a pricing template from the NNPCL. Away from that, the Bonny local government has raised concerns about a recent increase in pirate attacks on the Bonny-Port Harcourt waterway. A statement from the Chief Press Secretary to the Caretaker Committee Chairman, Boma Waribo, said these attacks threaten the safety of travelers and disrupt local livelihood. The statement said the affected area lies outside the jurisdiction of the local marine police, complicating a quick response. It said to address this, the council is working with neighboring local government, the state government, boat drivers and owners and security agencies to develop strategies to combat piracy. It also warned that boat drivers and owners who do not follow temporary safety measures will face disciplinary action. It urged the public to call the following numbers in case of an emergency. For Bonny, call 0704 664 6664 and 0802 929 8244. For NNS Pathfinder, call 0703 496 8517. For Onair, call 0703 791 1544. And for Marine Police, call 0703 514 8985 or 0803 893 4466. Meanwhile, a security expert, Efe Wanowo, has expressed concerns that crime-fighting efforts in Rivers State are becoming more reactive than proactive. In an interview with correspondent Emekotoka, Mr. Wanowo commented on the abduction of 10 boat passengers along the Bonny-Port Harcourt waterways on Monday, urging the police to collaborate more closely with other security agencies to improve security in the state.
For me, I think that the basic way to handle this for the security agency, particularly the police, to not be reactive, but rather being proactive. You just wait until the incident happens before you start trying to provide solutions to the incident. Before they even perpetrate their criminal act, you try to neutralize them. There's also the controversial issue of registration of SIM cards. These kidnappers and people who abduct people and who carry out all manner of criminality, they use phone lines to perpetrate their transactions. And these phone lines, many of them are registered. And what happens? So, what is the capacity of the security agencies to be able to track these people? I think sometimes that they're overwhelmed. So for me, they should be proactive. They should demand that we get the requisite support in terms of equipment.
Mr. Wanogo also spoke on the donation of patrol vehicles to the police by Governor Siminalayi Fubara.
If the Commissioner of Police has given X number of vehicles via the state government of Georgia, you have to be able to juxtapose that against the crime rate. If there is no decrease in crime rate and it continues to be business as usual, then there's a problem. So the Commissioner of Police would have to ask questions of the lieutenant. What are you doing with the resources at your disposal? It's the same thing for the state government. You have to ask the state commissioner of police, the DSS director, and other security agencies. With all the support we have given you, why do we continue to have these instances and incidents of kidnap and criminality around the state? Then and only then do they begin to stop, because they now know that they will be called to account for criminal negligence or criminal complicity.
Yesterday, Governor Fubara, while presenting 100 operational vehicles donated to the State Police Command, said the vehicles were to support them to secure the state.
It wasn't my idea, but the CP advised that he did it sometime in Lagos, and I bought into the idea. And why are we doing this? We discovered that response to crime scene, to attack, were slow because you lack mobility. And what we just did was a first phase of support to the Nigerian police. We also intend to come again to give you other sophisticated vehicles to support what you're doing.
Governor Fubara also warned partisan police officers that the enmity they create will haunt them. He charged them to be neutral in the state political situation.
Every one of you here, as an officer that is partisan, you will see how you will end. Work in such a way that when your name are mentioned in this state, or your children come to this state, you won't be scared. Forget about what is happening. Nothing lasts forever. As a professional that you are, your duty is to protect life and property of Rivers State. It's not to protect any individual. It's not to be one-sided in the political affair of the state. The enmity you're creating, for those of you that are partisan, will live with you forever. For me, I will never ask any of you to do what is wrong. My appeal is be fair to all.
Now, in his remark, the Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Diso, assured the governor that the gesture will help improve policing in the state.
Your unwavering support for the Nigerian police force and dedication to the welfare of our community is truly commendable. This act of generosity not only enhances our operational capacity, but also reflects your deep concern for the citizens. These vehicles will empower our officers, enabling them to respond more swiftly and effectively to emergencies and enhance our community policing efforts. With your support, sir, we are reinforcing our resolve to combat crime and uphold the rule of law.
Still to come, NNPCL to sell crude oil to Dangote Refinery in Naira. Stay with us.
Yes, are we gonna? The Evo Assembly, Nobiakpo LGA.
News. The chairman of a faction of APC in Rivers State, Tony Okocha, has described the party's 2023 governorship candidate, Tony Cole, as a total stranger in politics. Mr. Okocha spoke at a media briefing in Port Harcourt in response to Mr. Cole's comment that he is supporting the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and therefore lacks the capacity to speak for the APC in Rivers State. He said his support for Mr. Wike is because of his contributions in the victory of the APC in the presidential election in 2023. Mr. Okocha also said that as a founding member of the APC, he has never moved from the party despite the challenges the party has gone through.
I am to say that Architect Tony Cole is a complete stranger in the sphere called politics. He's a stranger. He hasn't been a factor in the politics of Rivers State. Have people heard that the candidate of APC in Rivers State organized a meeting? Politics as a science is a game. It is not a game of enmity. We call it that is a game of what? Interest. There's no permanent friend. There's no permanent enemy. What is permanent is interest. Why wouldn't I fraternize with Wike? It's the man who made us largely to win election and break an age-long genes. Rivers State was betrothed to PDP since 1998-99.
Mr. Okocha also said the 5th October local government elections will not hold in the state because of a restraining order stopping INEC from releasing the voters' register and the police from providing security for the local government elections.
Local Government Amendment Law number 4 of 2024, particularly on the issue as contained in section 9.3 of the principal law. A new local government election shall hold before the expiration of 3 years tenure of the outgoing local government administration, which began from the date of their swearing. I didn't write it. It's a law. I forgot I would have also brought another law that talks about appropriation. Of course, you know that there's no appropriation without the State House of Assembly. There's no budget. Omotosho judgment, which they refused to appeal, had directed in that judgment that they should represent the budget.
In the meantime, the former acting chairman of the APC in Rivers State, Omiete Federbo, says there is no court judgment stopping the Emeka Bekele-led executive from operating. He said this while addressing newsmen in Port Harcourt. Now recall that Mr. Federbo, who's also the vice chairman of the party, was alongside some executive members of the state APC in a legal battle with the chairman after a high court in Port Harcourt affirmed the suspension of the chairman and the legal advisor. However, Mr. Federbo, while speaking on the recent decision of the National Working Committee to back the caretaker committee led by the Tony Okocha, said no legal issues can stop the Bekele-led executive from piloting the affairs of the party in the state.
The National Working Committee, there is no judgment dissolving the duly elected State Executive Committee of our party in Rivers State, of which we are also part of. We wish to use this medium to inform all party faithfuls and the general public that all pending legal issues between myself, Chief Emeka Beke, and our legal officer has been resolved through our party internal mechanism.
Correspondent Sobiora reports that the Rivers APC Vice Chairman Eferabo also urged the NWC to shun the idea of using a caretaker committee to run the affairs of the party. He said genuine APC members are not in conflict with the administration of Governor Siminalayi Fubara.
We're given that mandate by the constitution of our party to run the affairs of our party in the state, not the National Working Committee. What they are trying to do is to destroy the party for our future elections. And that is what they are doing in collaboration with some persons in PDP, which we will resist. And we are done with party politics. We are into governance now. And as Rivers people want to support the governor to take the state to the next level. When it's time for politics, we'll go to our various parties and tell the governor that no, this is what our position is. But for now, as party, this is our interest is the state, and want to join the governor to ensure that our state is taken to the next level.
I recall that shortly after a high court in Port Harcourt reinstated Emeka Beke as chairman of the APC and restrained Tony Okocha and his caretaker committee from acting, the NWC still recognized and extended the tenure of Tony Okocha-led caretaker committee, citing existing court judgment that Mr. Beke has yet to appeal. Now, a member of the Seat Landlord Association Ubima Estate from Eche, Samson Anyele, says the suspension of John Dimba and Ike Umesi from the association was a unanimous decision by the Congress. Mr. Anyele, in an interview with a correspondent, said he moved the motion for their suspension during an expanded stakeholders meeting held over the weekend in Omerelu community, Ikwere local government area.
That is quite ironic for Chief Ike Umesi. Chief Ike Umesi has earlier been suspended. The motion was legitimately moved at the stakeholders meeting of Ikwere Landlord Association at Omerelu. I moved that motion in that meeting. It was seconded by somebody from Omerelu, Ike Umesi's own community, and it was adopted. And Chief Ike Umesi stand suspended with Chief Long John Dimba and their cohorts. They are no longer members of Seat Landlord Association at any level. The BOT he says he represents, he has been removed from there. So they are not members of this, and they have no locus to suspend anybody anywhere.
Also, another member of the Seat Landlord Association Ubima Estate from Omerelu community, Okechukwu Amadi, affirmed that Kingdom Aforole remains the chairman of the Seat Landlord Association Ubima Estate.
Chief Long John, Chief Umesi, and others stand suspended. They contravene the constitution of the Seat landlord. And the era of truncating administrations has since been over. As a DOT member, he never consulted his members. He went ahead to convene a meeting, an illegal meeting for that matter. And in addition, we have equally sent a vote of confidence on the current leadership led by Comrade Kingdom Monde Afrole for his impeccable record of achievement.
In other news, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority says the NNPCL has reached an agreement to sell crude oil to Dangote Petroleum Refinery in Naira. We go on another short commercial break. Has confirmed that military personnel were among at least 51 people killed and 271 others injured in a Russian missile strike on the city of Poltava. That's a wrap on the news this morning. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. River civil servants want additional free buses amid a fresh hike in petrol price. Rivers State government donated vehicles to the police as concerns grow over pirate attacks. And NPCL to sell crude oil to Dangote Refinery in Naira. On the foreign scene, Ukraine said some soldiers were among those killed in missile attack. The news was edited by Constance Mega. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyeli. Many thanks for listening.